Hey everyone, it's Nicole from Three Little Sprouts here. I'll just run you through what we're doing today. We are processing our garlic. So our garlic was picked about 2.5-3 weeks ago, and now we're just going through and processing it. So removing all of the roots off the bottom, the stalks off the tops, and a couple of layers of papers just so everything's nice and clean, ready to process further, which is our next step is to bring everything inside, and I mince everything in the one day. Pop it into Snap-Lock bags, put it in the freezer, and then break it all up and store it in our freezer so that I don't have to peel anything while meal prepping. I don't enjoy garlic peeling, so I just do it all in one day, get it over and done with, and then it's ready to go. So I, like a lot of Australians, had issues this year with witch's brooming of our garlic, which is caused by extreme fluctuations in the temperature, so going from very, very cold to very hot back to cold again, which causes secondary sprouting inside the garlic bulbs, and there's nothing you can do about it. There is no cure for it, and it's no use taking your bulbs out earlier. It just affects the long-term storage of your bulbs if you choose to do that. But as I said, we don't store ours long-term in the cupboard. It all just gets processed and popped into the freezer, so it's neither here nor there to us. So what I also did was chose the best of the best bulbs that I had this year, and I have saved those as our seed garlic for next year. So I've just popped those aside. I've done the exact same thing, but I've left all the papers on those, and I'll just pop those aside to further dry out, ready for next year. The rest of it, I have peeled quite a lot of it quite extensively, taken a lot of the papers off so that it can dry really quickly inside over the next couple of days so that I can start processing everything together. So after everything has been peeled, I'm left with a whole bunch of all of our stalks and the papers and the roots, and I pop that all into our compost bin, and that composts down beautifully to feed our soil in the garden next year. This year we grew 4 different types of garlic. So we grew the elephant garlic, a Spanish solus, an Italian late, and a spicy mountain Korean garlic. And the best by far that we had was the Italian late. That one was just super easy to grow. I think we had maybe one of those witch's broom, and the rest of them were all perfect. And I believe they're the ones that I've put aside next year for our seed garlic as well. That seems to grow very well in our climate, so I'll just continue on with that one. The little seeds that you can see down the very bottom of the screen, they're called corms, and they're off the elephant or Russian garlic. And they work in a 2-year cycle. So if you plant those in your garden, they will develop one big bulb next year that sort of resembles a medium-sized onion, and then that's taken out of the ground until the next season, and you plant that again, and that will develop into your cloves. It'll develop maybe 5 or 6 big cloves of garlic. The alternative is to just plant one of those cloves, and that will develop into your next head of garlic and eliminate a year of waiting. However, if you do have the corm sitting there and you'd like to give it a go, then why not?